I think they're excited to see you, but let me check one more time. Tony Stewart, everybody! They seem to be into it. They seem to be alert.
When I was up out of bed today, I was all wound up like that. I've never been this ready to get in a car at Daytona in my life, so for some reason I'm wound up that I just want to get going.
Really? You just got out of bed today and you felt it the second your feet hit the floor?
Keep in mind, I was out of bed at 2 o'clock, so...
Right, so 15 minutes or so?
Yeah, I was up till 4, so I didn't go to bed early. This is a night race, so I go to bed late the night before, get up late the next day, and...
Kind of train your body to be ready for tonight's rigors?
Yeah, I'm nocturnal anyway, so this is perfect time for me. So.
Hey, how different is it racing daytime and nighttime at Daytona? I mean, people talk about it all the time, but is it dramatically different? Is it a totally different track, or is it just slight adjustment?
Well, I think the thing that we see is that when it gets dark, there's nothing that you see but the racetrack. I mean, when it's daylight, you're seeing the sky, you're seeing everything else that's going on around in the infield, everything. Tonight, we'll just see what's on the track, and that's it. So, if the cars bottom out, you see the sparks, you see everything that's going on. So, stuff that you don't see during the daylight.
Well, it's not all you're going to see. What do you think we're going to see tonight? You've been seeing how everybody's testing, how everybody's qualifying, what's going on last night. Taking all that information in mind, what kind of race are we going to see tonight? What are we in store for? Is it going to be like our typical Daytona, or is it going to be something totally different?
I wish I knew. Hard part. We don't know what's going to happen. Everybody in practice when we went out on Thursday is kind of trying to see what their cars can do and see how they can pass and what they have to do to try to pass. So once they get through that stage, then tonight it's you have to be there at the end. You got to make it to the last 160 to do anything. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. We start. Call it the 12-8 spot. We're actually 13th, but I call it 12 because I'm superstitious. Well, I'm going to sit there and probably take off and see what we can do right off the bat. And if we get shuffled out for some reason, we're not going to worry about it. We'll hang around and try again later.
Yeah, it seems like that happens in this race. Everybody kind of hangs and they figure it out, and then at the end, there's this mass chaos. So people are pushing and shoving and letting go. How do you determine when it's time to kind of make that final push? How do you think, like, this is the moment, or no, like, wait one more lap? How do you figure that out?
You used to be able to wait till about 10 to go and then start making your way. The problem is now everybody waits till 10 to go, so now everybody's starting to move that benchmark earlier to the end of the race before they, I'm not pushing my way. This thing is nice and slick. That's the way it needs to stay till lap 160, and then if it's destroyed at the finish line and we win it, I don't care if it comes back in a record.
All right, I'm going to ask one more, and then I'm going to let them ask a couple, because they are excited to see today, Tony. So one more from me, and then a couple from them. Hey, I asked you this a couple of races ago when I saw you. You and Ryan are notorious pranksters in the shop. And now that you got Danica there, I asked you, hey, have you asked Gas to pull one on Danica yet? And your words to me are, you're like, we're still a little scared of her. We don't know if the retribution is going to be fierce or swift or what. So we haven't quite pulled a big one yet because we don't know what the payback's going to be. Have you guys changed that yet? Has there been a prank on Danica yet?
Actually, after that discussion, try that one. All right. So after we had our discussion last time, I had pulled something when she was at the shop getting her feet set.
Her friends play Mike Graham.
A tire torque and a brake clean with OSHA, which regulates the building and everything.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they love that.
Do not like it at all, but she had her fire suit on and her driver's helmet on, and she was not paying attention to where I was at, and I shot the brake clean with like a lighter and hairspray. And so she had a fire suit on, her hair was all tucked in her uniform, so she wasn't going to, she had every piece of safety equipment she could have on, but I shot the flame through her legs and up in front of her, and that got me.
Well, I would imagine. Has there been retribution yet?
No, I don't think she knows what to do.
I'm not putting it fired if she's not planning something, she just hasn't done it yet.
So kind of laying in the weeds, waiting for it?
Yeah, she's, Ryan's pretty good at getting after her. Ryan sits there in the competition meetings and gets on her pretty hard. I'm the one that sits there and goes, man, I don't know about this. I don't leave her alone.
So, yeah, you leave it alone, except for when you see plays with her.
Yeah,
But other than that,
I got her broken initially. Now it's up to Ryan to carry it on.
awesome. Let's get a couple questions from these smart humans and away we go. First one right here, sir. Nice and loud with your question. Oh, he wants to know when you're going to come back and fish Scott Barker.
When I what?
When you're going to come back and fish your hair together with Scott Barker.
Oh, man. The hard part is I've got 115 races scheduled this year. I've got all the cup stuff. I've got
races. I'm actually going back to Indiana tonight. I'm going to race a three-quarter midget at the Bartholomew County Fairgrounds where I grew up and where I live. So I haven't done a Tuesday. I'm going to do that. So I haven't ran one of those cars for 17 years and haven't raced and I used to race go-karts, and that's where I raced go-karts as a kid. So kind of making full circle. I get to go back home and race again finally.
Is it, I mean, I know you've been everywhere now, but going back to where you came from, is there a weird kind of nervousness that comes there? Like, man, if I mess up, people are going to be like, oh, yeah, it's Tony Stewart.
I've been nervous about it all week, and it's like, man, if you win the race, it pays $150. If you win,
Good money!
$20 if you start, which that's what it costs just to buy your pit pass to get in. But yeah, the thing is, that's a series where there's a lot of young kids in it, and there's a bunch of 16 and 17-year-olds this year, and I'm like, this is going to be really hard to explain how I got beat by a 16-year-old kid that hasn't been racing for about 3 or 4 years. So
never live that one down.
So I'm going to do the best I can. It's I've never went to a race and not tried to win in my life, and I'm damn sure not going to start tonight or Tuesday.
All right, I'm going to see two more from the crowd. We'll get it moving right here, nice and loud. Oh, yeah, okay, awesome. Gold
I was wearing my t-shirts, which obviously this is about as dressed up as I get. This button up.
Yeah.
He brought me your 27th anniversary, and he brought you down here. You might keep him around for 28 for bringing you down, right? I would.
All right, let's take one more here. Well, that'll be a good question. He's got a great racing question here. Right here, man. Nice and loud. Okay, question is, obviously there's a lot of changes every year to race teams and sponsorship. There's been a lot said, what will or won't happen with your team, and specific Ryan Newman. Where does that stand, and how does that work?
I think a week from now we're going to have a really good answer on that. We've been working hard to do everything we can to keep Ryan for next year.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to happen or not. We've been working for a long time, so I think in the next week we're going to know for sure. But I can promise you one thing: the success of Stewart-Haas Racing would not be where it is without Ryan. I mean, Ryan's going to step up. On top of being a teammate, he's a great friend of mine too. So I want him back for sure.
A lot of business decisions go on that we the fans don't see. It's awfully complicated. One more, and then we'll get it moving. Let's see, right here, sir. Nice one out, real quick. Great question. You wear both those hats as driver and as an owner. Do you see yourself doing both for the remainder of your career, or do you find yourself thinking about a point when you say, let's just own and not drive? How do you feel about it?
I think you don't see any 80-year-old Cup drivers in this series, so at some point I'm going to have to retire from driving. But the good thing is that's why I wanted to be an owner, because I want to be able to stay a part of this sport for a long time. You never know when you're going to have a race and something happens and you might get hurt and the doctor says, hey, you got to step away from it. So the good thing is if that ever happens, I don't have to totally walk away from the sport. I'm solidly got my feet in the ground as an owner, and I'm going to be here a while. I'm going to tell him you said that. I'm going to tell on him. He looked at me and goes, isn't Mark Martin 80?
Come on. That was off the right.
I'm going to say this. I would not tell him that because he will whip your ass. Mark is probably, Mark's getting,
He's muscle, man. He's all physical.
yeah, and he'll walk through with these muscle shirts on once in a while, and it's like, damn, Mark.
I said that off, now I'm scared.
He looks small, but it's like, he's like one of those bulldogs. It's just like everything that's there is muscle. It's not very big, but it's all muscle, so it's, he's pretty tough, yeah. I'm not going to say that one.
All right, guys, you can see him in victory lane. Would you guys like to have some good music back on the stage?